Some TV characters have appeared unexpectedly and caused viewers to feel disappointed or frustrated, changing the course of the show in a negative way. These characters often arrive at the worst moments, disrupting the flow, and taking away from the story or the main characters. Instead of adding excitement, they create confusion or annoyance, making fans wish they had never been introduced. Sometimes, they are poorly written or seem out of place, which makes their presence hard to accept. In many cases, these characters overshadow the original themes of the series, and cause conflicts or unnecessary drama that weren't part of the show's original plan. As a result, these additions leave a bad taste in viewers' mouths, and sometimes even cause viewers to stop watching. Despite the show's overall success, these characters become a reminder that even the best series can be damaged by the wrong choices in storytelling. Often, fans remember these characters more for ruining the show than for what made it great at first. Seeing how a good series can be affected by one poorly chosen character emphasizes the importance of careful writing and planning. This collection of stories highlights some of the most infamous cases of characters who came on and ruined great shows. Many fans of Buffy the Vampire Slayer remember the surprise arrival of Dawn Summers, Buffy's younger sister, in Season 5. Her sudden appearance shocked viewers because she was not part of the original story. The creators explained her existence by using a magical storyline, which tried to fit her into the show's universe after the fact. However, this explanation did not satisfy everyone. Some fans felt that her addition changed the focus of the show. Instead of Buffy's main struggles as a vampire slayer, Dawn often appeared as someone who needed help, frequently getting into trouble or becoming a damsel in distress. This made her seem less independent and strong, qualities that Buffy had fought hard to develop. Critics and viewers alike argued that her character sometimes took attention away from Buffy's own growth as the hero of the series. During a time when the show was beginning to explore darker and more serious themes, many believed Dawn's constant problems distracted from these deeper stories. Although Dawn played a key role in the plot, and her presence was important to the overall story, she remains a controversial figure. Many fans feel her character disrupted the natural flow of the show and overshadowed Buffy's journey toward maturity and strength. Her unexpected arrival and the way she was portrayed led to debates about whether she was a necessary addition or a character that ultimately hurt the series. The feelings about Dawn's character highlight how some TV characters can unexpectedly change the tone of a beloved series and leave a lasting impact, whether positive or negative. Later in the show's run, the producers decided to add Cousin Oliver to the Brady Bunch in the final season, hoping to bring new life to the series. They believed that introducing a young, adorable character would energize the family and attract more viewers. However, the reality was quite different. Oliver's personality was overly sweet and precocious, which clashed with the warm and genuine nature of the rest of the family. His constant presence felt forced and unnatural, as if he was just there to fill a space rather than to add any meaningful storylines. Many fans felt that his addition was an unnecessary attempt to rekindle the show's popularity that came too late. By that point, the series was already losing viewers and struggling to stay relevant. Instead of revitalizing the show, Cousin Oliver became a symbol of how not to handle a series in decline. His character was widely criticized as a superficial fix that damaged the show's charm. The fans and critics alike often pointed to Cousin Oliver as the example of a character who inadvertently ruined a beloved series, turning a family sitcom into an example of poor television choices. The legacy of his character remains as a cautionary tale for producers and writers about the risks of forcing new characters into a show just to boost ratings without considering the story's integrity. His presence is remembered as a key reason some believe the Brady Bunch was never able to recover from the final season's misguided changes, and his name is still used when discussing characters who are seen as spoilers to otherwise good shows. The story of Cousin Oliver underscores how sometimes efforts to save a failing show can backfire spectacularly, leaving lasting impressions on viewers and industry professionals alike. In Friends, Emily, Ross's love interest and eventual wife, became one of the most controversial characters in the show's history. When Emily first appeared, viewers were initially hopeful that she might be the one to finally bring stability to Ross's complicated love life. However, her controlling nature soon turned her into a character that many fans found hard to like. One of the most memorable and contentious moments involving Emily was when she asked Ross to sever all ties with Rachel, his ex-girlfriend. This demand created a significant amount of tension between Ross and his friends, especially Rachel, and it raised the question of whether Emily truly understood Ross's past relationships. Her controlling behavior, coupled with her unwillingness to accept Ross's history with Rachel, left a sour taste for many fans who had long rooted for the Ross and Rachel romance. While some may argue that Emily was simply trying to protect her relationship, her actions were viewed as overbearing and made her seem more like an obstacle than a supportive partner for Ross. Despite the fact that Emily was central to one of the most dramatic storylines in Friends, her role never allowed for any significant character development or redemption. Her abrupt exit from the series, following a failed wedding with Ross, seemed to confirm the sense that her time on the show was largely a disruption. The brief arc that she had with Ross didn't allow for the kind of growth that might have made her a more sympathetic or relatable character. Instead, she remains a figure of contention, often cited by fans as one of the least likable recurring characters in the show. Although Emily contributed to the drama and emotional stakes of the series, her presence is mostly remembered for causing trouble rather than enriching the storyline or the relationships between the characters. Initially, many fans felt that Wesley Crusher's inclusion in Star Trek: The Next Generation was problematic from the start. The character, played by Wil Wheaton, was introduced as a young prodigy on the USS Enterprise, which was meant to showcase the future's bright minds. However, from early episodes, viewers noticed that Wesley often acted with a maturity far beyond his years, sometimes making decisions in critical situations that seemed unlikely for someone so young. This created a sense that the character was overly confident, and sometimes unrealistic, which led to accusations that he was a Mary Sue figure. A Mary Sue is a term used for a character who is perfect in every way, and often breaks the realism of a story simply because they are supposed to be special. Fans argued that Wesley's frequent appearances in important roles, where his intelligence and intuition saved the day, were hard to believe considering his age and limited experience. Despite these issues, Wil Wheaton, the actor who portrayed him, later received praise for his performance and efforts to develop the character. Some viewers appreciated the attempt to show a young character in a complex environment, but overall, many believed Wesley's presence was a misstep that disrupted the show's balance and realism. His character's awkward combination of talent and youth made some fans uncomfortable, and it became a recurring topic of debate over whether he contributed positively or detracted from the storytelling. However, over time, the series continued to evolve, and Wesley's role was gradually diminished, with fans and creators reflecting on how his inclusion both added and complicated the show's dynamic. Nonetheless, the discussions surrounding Wesley Crusher remain a notable part of the show's history, illustrating how a character meant to inspire can sometimes be viewed as a flaw in an otherwise influential series. Stephanie Mills joined All in the Family during its later seasons, and her arrival caused quite a stir among the show's audience. As a young, bright, and articulate girl, Stephanie was brought into the Bunker household to provide a fresh perspective, particularly in contrast to Archie Bunker's often offensive and narrow views. Her role was designed to soften Archie's harsh demeanor and offer a more balanced outlook on issues, something that many viewers felt was needed. On one hand, some audiences appreciated the counterbalance she brought to the show, believing her character added a layer of complexity to the family dynamic and softened the social commentary. However, for others, Stephanie's inclusion seemed to disrupt the established chemistry between the core characters. Her intelligence and maturity were seen as a stark contrast to the original tone of the series, which had been built around sharp, often uncomfortable satire. Critics argued that her character shifted the show's focus, moving away from its biting commentary on social issues toward a more family-friendly, even sentimental narrative. This change didn't sit well with longtime fans, who felt that All in the Family had lost some of its edge. The show's ability to critique societal norms through the Bunker family's confrontations and discussions started to feel diluted. Stephanie's character, while still a significant part of the show's evolution, symbolized this shift in direction. Despite mixed reactions to her presence, Stephanie Mills remains a notable chapter in the series' history, one that marked a moment when a once radical sitcom began to ease its sharpness and become more palatable for a broader audience. When Cindy Snow was introduced in the 5th season of Three's Company, she was tasked with filling the big shoes left by Suzanne Summers' departure from the show. Summers' portrayal of Chrissy Snow had been a fan favorite, loved for her charm, bubbly personality, and comedic timing. Chrissy's quirky innocence blended seamlessly with the chemistry between the show's three main characters, and her departure was a major blow to the series' dynamic. Cindy, however, was not able to replicate that magic. Her character was written to be the new ditzy blonde in the same vein as Chrissy, but many felt that she lacked the warmth and depth that had made Chrissy such a beloved character. Instead of adding new layers to the show, Cindy's presence felt like a hollow replacement. Her comedic style often relied on exaggerated slapstick humor, which made her seem more like a caricature than a genuine character. While Chrissy's ditzy nature was endearing because of her sincerity, Cindy's portrayal seemed more forced, as if she was trying too hard to fit into the mold that had already been established. The show's audience quickly grew tired of Cindy's antics, and her character failed to resonate with viewers the same way Chrissy had. Fans expressed their disappointment at the lack of chemistry between Cindy and the other characters. Whereas Chrissy had seamlessly integrated into the trio, Cindy seemed to be an awkward addition, struggling to maintain the same rapport with her co-stars. The loss of Chrissy's warmth and wit made Cindy's arrival feel like a step backward, and the show never quite recovered from the shift in dynamic. As the series progressed, Cindy's character continued to struggle, and it became clear that she was not the right fit for the show. Her forced comedic moments and lack of depth made her a character that many fans wished had never been introduced. Ultimately, Cindy Snow's time on Three's Company marked a turning point in the show's success, and her role in the later seasons remains a reminder of how difficult it can be to replace a beloved character in a long-running series. Furthermore, it becomes clear that introducing characters that do not fit well into a show can have lasting negative effects on both the story and the audience's enjoyment. Fans invest a lot of time and emotion into their favorite series, and when new characters appear that seem out of place or poorly developed, it can feel like a betrayal of what they loved about the show. These characters often cause unnecessary conflicts or drama that distract from the original plot and undermine the narrative's consistency. In some cases, the characters take over the storyline, overshadowing the main characters and diluting the show's original message or theme. As viewers become frustrated, their trust in the show's creators diminishes, leading to decreased viewership or even abandonment of the series altogether. The introduction of such disruptive characters serves as a reminder of how crucial careful character development and plot planning are in maintaining a show's integrity. It also highlights the importance of understanding what makes a series successful and respecting what fans have come to love. These stories of characters who came and ruined great shows act as lessons for writers and producers, emphasizing the need for thoughtful storytelling. The memories of these characters often linger more for the disappointment they caused than for what the show originally stood for, showing how delicate the balance is between innovation and staying true to the original vision. It reminds us all that even the most beloved series can be damaged by the wrong choices, and that careful planning is essential to preserve what makes a show truly